It doesn't get any better. That's what Dan Campbell said. But what in the world is this dude talking about? And it's really exciting when your guys get excited and they realize they're up for the moment. When your head coach is eager and ready to go to the next step, that's a big deal. And when he was asked about starting the year off against the Kansas City Chiefs, he did not mince words. He said it doesn't get any better. There's an article here that I read, and I'm going to talk to you about why this is a big deal that he reacted that way, but also what it means for our team and getting going and starting the NFL season on a better, sharper note. I'm going to explain to you how that happens as well. All right. So let's see what Dan Campbell had to say. It said many were surprised when the NFL announced that the Lions would be the ones facing the Chiefs in week 1. But it just shows again what people view the Lions like. And quite frankly, it's an aesthetically pleasing matchup. The blue, the red, you got the Chiefs, you got the lovable losers of the past, the Detroit Lions, that now are kind of the darlings of the NFL, kind of America's team type of deal. And people are loving what they're doing, along with, and I think it's important to note too, the Hard Knocks and the added stuff that the Lions got. A lot of people like this team. So they asked Dan Campbell what his thoughts were to be featured prime time. But yes, it means you're gaining respect. Okay, we're going to come back in just a moment, but let's just pause there for a moment. It means you're gaining respect. Lions organizations in the past ignored this kind of stuff. Just another game. Just another game. Don't worry about it. Just another game. And it's just like, but it's not just another game. That's not true. It's a primetime game right off against the defending Super Bowl champs. You don't put a crap opponent in that position. So Dan Campbell admits, like, yeah, it means you're gaining respect. He said, now you've got to earn it. You've got an opportunity, like everything in this league. We have an opportunity to showcase what we're about on prime time. That's what's up. And they're going to have the opportunity to showcase that, 5 times this year? And now it's up for us to go do it. And that's all we can ask for. It's an opportunity, everybody. It's an opportunity. And that is all that you can ask for, is an opportunity. I think that's huge. And I think so often we forget that good teams play on the national stage. Last year, I've said this on this channel before, we had the first 16 games were all at the normal 1 o'clock start time. Unless we're on the West Coast, then it was on their normal 1 o'clock start time. They didn't put us in any showcase games, not even close, except Thanksgiving, because we're a lock for that. Dan Campbell knows what this means. He knows something is different here. All right. He said we finished the year well, certainly, but it also means they're betting on we won't get our, you know what, kicked right. All right. He said you may get beat, but you won't get your butts. I'll censor it for everyone. That's what they're saying. Look at this straight honesty from this guy. He's just basically like, hey, look, they know we're not going to get killed. And I love that. Who says that? Like, what coach in the NFL actually admits the things that they're thinking like that? Dan Campbell. He's the only guy. I just think this is so cool. When you see it, when you see a guy like Dan Campbell being like, yeah, man, we're not going to get our butts kicked. That's what they're telling us. We're not going to get our butts kicked. This is an opportunity. I'm excited to have this opportunity. I love all this stuff. I love this. But then he realizes there's a lot more to go in this. So here's what he says. We already know they're going to be ready, man. They're the top dogs. They're as good as they get and the ultimate challenge. But if you're a competitor like we are, as a coaching staff and our players are, it doesn't get any better. All right, so here's what I said I would tell you in the beginning, and why I tell you this, I think, will mean a better start for the Lions. Every year you have your opening game. It's a big deal no matter what. It's the season opener. You want to get excited. You want to get amped. But when it's the defending Super Bowl champs on prime time, you think every one of those players isn't thinking about that during training camp, during rookie minicamp, camp, during OTAs, during every preseason snap, every practice leading up to that game? You think that's not a big change? Do you think that's a little bit different than opening the season against the Tennessee Titans? Opening the season on the road on a 1:00 game against the New Orleans Saints, against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? No, it's Patrick Mahomes. If you're a DB and you haven't played with these other DBs a lot, because we're going to have a very new secondary, are you telling me you are not absolutely locked in and making sure you're on the same page? It will make us better this year because we are going to start with our best foot forward. You can do a little bit of catch up throughout the year. We proved it as a Lions team. The team got so much better throughout the year. But where you start is so unbelievably important. Having a good training camp, having a good preseason. I don't mean winning preseason games. I mean having good practices where you're getting better. And when you know you are playing the best and you don't want to be embarrassed, you don't want to get your butts kicked, the practice level's different. The coaches prepare. Look, I am not questioning anybody's professionalism. All these guys love the game of football. That's what they've built this team around. I understand that. But are you telling me last year they came with the same enthusiasm against the Carolina Panthers in week 16 as they did, I think it was week 16, as they did against the Green Bay Packers in week 18? No, they didn't. They didn't. It's human nature. And so when you have Patrick Mahomes, when you have the defending Super Bowl champs, you are going to work your tail off. All right. Dan Campbell finished it by saying, you're going to be expected to not lose another game if you can beat the Chiefs. That's the reality. So if you slip up and lose a game, well, then you're trash again. This is how they end the article. I thought it was so hilarious. Dan Campbell, he gets it. He gets that this is a league that's one game at a time, but expectations ebb and flow. They go up, they go down based on who you're playing, how well you're playing. The expectation for this team entirely changed this year because of how we ended last year. How are we going to begin it against the Kansas City Chiefs? It's great to see a coach. It's great to see an organization that's not afraid to back down from the challenge and accept and understand what their role is, what their position is in the league, and how others view them, and not just ignore all of it. Love it. All right. We'll see you on the next one. Hit that subscribe button below. Leave a comment. Love reading your comments. We'll see you guys later.